Okay, so you are probably on this video because you want to hear a little bit of how to eat, what to eat, and maybe you want to hear a little bit of my rant. But look, I speak to so many people daily about different tactics, directions, and things they've got to conquer to become stronger and to become healthier and to perform better as an athlete. And the thing is, right, I want you to understand that athletes, to me, an athlete is anybody that wants to take their training to the next level. Okay? A lot of people get put off by the word athlete, thinking that you need to be some professional athlete and you need to, I don't know, not even work, and you need to be training every single day. That's not what I look at, okay? And at the end of the day, if you are going to invest your time, energy, effort, money, etc. into yourself, then you become an athlete because it's the thing that you're focusing on. And again, another really powerful thing and the really important thing to think about is if you tell yourself that, then you will be that. So look, you're an athlete if you are trying to push yourself to your limits. But what I want to go into here, right, I speak to so many people about different things that they need to do to become better. Okay, and I'll say become better because that can be in any shape or form, right? But let's just say when we're working through the layers, and this is something that I do with all my guys, I work through layers. So the training, you can train as much as you want, but if the other things aren't taken into account, i.e. your nutrition, your supplements, your recovery, your mindset, and a few other little things, well, if they're not taken into account, the training can be as good as it wants to be, right? And it's important that you understand that these layers all need approaching, they all need to be looked at. But the one thing that I want to talk about right now is when you're looking at your food, there is so many people that have the mindset of eating more food is how you get strong, okay? That is not quite true. The other people have a mindset of, if I eat too much food, I will put too much weight on. And again, that can also be not true. It's all down to the individual. And look, I get it, right? Because if you think, well, if that's not true, this is not true, then what the fuck is true? And I get that. And this is where the confusion comes into it. But you have to look at each individual person and think specifically to that individual. And I want to give you a few things to think about here that are going to hopefully take you to another level and understand yourself in a much better, clearer way, right? So I'm going to take an example of someone that I just spoke to on the phone this morning. This person in particular wants to get lean, wants to grow, but doesn't want to put fat on, okay? Now, looking at the stats of this person that weighs 99 kg and that eats 130 grams of protein, now, the obvious thing is that we have to look at here is his protein is too low, okay? And if we were to, for example, stay as low as that, or because this person wants to cut body fat, if we were to drop your calories, you're basically going to die. Now, you're not going to literally die. But what I'm trying to say is you're then going to bring your calorie allowance down, which is going to cause your body to malnutrition even more and to underperform even more, and then you have a problem, okay? So you need to switch your mindset to understand that you need to eat a lot of nutrients to serve your body well, and then you have more play and more things to do with your body, okay? So for the people that are eating crazy amount of foods, there is no need to eat crazy amount of foods. You need to hit your levels that are required for your body to respond. It's exactly the same with PDs when you're looking at people going more. There's only so much of a man you can become before the rest of it, you may as well just piss it out the window. And this is the point with the food. If you eat far too much food, your body doesn't know what to do with it. Your body slows down, therefore it's doing nothing. But then on the other side, going back to this, what we were talking about a second ago, like when you're malnutritioned, because however you want to look at it, it's malnutritioned. If this person's 99 kg, having 130 grams of protein a day is not quite enough protein. If you're training hard, you're wanting to live a healthy and active lifestyle, it's just not enough. So the thing is that you need to do is get yourself to the limits. And this is something that I really call like a phase one part of the nutrition, right? So when I start working with someone, it's like, right, we need to tick the boxes first. Before I know anything about them, before we dig deeper, before we start seeing how they perform this, that, and the other, we need to tick some boxes. And the boxes that we need to tick is, are you eating enough protein, fats, and carbs? If you're not, then we level that up so that we're at a stage where we can start then looking into it. So guys, for anyone that's sort of like, you know, confused where to go, what to look at, this, that, and the other, if you're not tracking your food on MyFitnessPal, then you don't know what you're doing. You're literally guessing. And, you know, an analogy that I just made up on the spot earlier on that I was really proud about, right? So I like analogies, and I like to think of different analogies sometimes. So this guy that I talked to earlier on was like, but if I up that, then I'm upping my calories. Correct, you are. But if you don't up your calories, then the nutrient's not going to up anyway. But we're not focused on the calories. We're looking at your protein, fats, and carbs. The calories, they can be whatever they want to be. Now, it's interesting to know what they are. Of course it is, because then we can monitor things and understand how many calories we're having, etc. But ultimately, if your protein, fats, and carbs aren't at the right level, then it does not matter what your calories even say. This guy said, but what about the whole, you know, fact that calories in, calories out, and this sort of scenario? That works for fat loss. When we're looking at performance, and when we're looking at trying to be the best version of ourselves, health-wise and performance-wise, you need to make sure that you're hitting your requirements at least. And this is the analogy that I came up with, which I was really proud about. So imagine if I was to give you £2,000, right? I owe you £2,000. I give you £2,000 in 10 pence pieces. Now, I don't know how many, but it's a fucking lot, right? You're going to then go, what the fuck? I've got all this money. I wanted £2,000. It is £2,000. It's just broken down into many ways. That is the calorie aspect of what that is. So you're looking at the calories going, fuck, this is a lot of calories, okay? But the nutrient is still £2,000, and that's the important part. Then if I was to say, give you that £2,000 in 20 pounds, it'd be a lot less. It'd be a small enough so you could put it in your back pocket. Awesome. That is the complete same as what we're trying to look at here. Don't look at the amount of calories, look at the nutrient value. So that £2,000 was the same in both aspects. You were just looking, thinking, shit, there's a load of calories there. So the point is, where we need to look at here is you need to have the right macronutrient allowance. Sorry, not allowance. Throwing my words now. You need to get the right macro targets to actually be specific to you to understand where to go next. Don't worry too much about the calories. Look at what you're doing there. Afterwards, you can look into calories and monitor these things and start to get a little bit more detailed. And this is as well where it's really important to understand sort of like, and this is why I push people to do the HRV and the resting heart rate and this, that, and the other, because the more you understand about your body state, the better you can push your food on. And the more you can then handle, and the more you can take your food onto other levels. So, you know, having a good state, a low state, and a steady state of bodies, like with your HRV, enables you to handle more stress. So stress being food or training or life stresses, whatever it is. So that's why it's important that if you can dial things in and get things into a good place, and then you're able to control a lot more and push things more into your body, i.e. the food that you're having and the training that you're pushing yourself through. So guys, look, I hope that makes sense, and I hope it sort of like takes you forward from where your thoughts were before. But think about these things, because at the end of the day, like when people are getting all confused thinking, fuck, what do I do? Where do I go? It's about your readings and where you're at. If you're not at the that phase 1 sort of stage, then don't look at phase 2. We need to focus on these things first. Hope it helps. Comment, give me a share, give me a like, and I'll catch you soon.